Good evening. This is our report presentation in the subject Dispute Resolution and Crisis Management. To begin with the assigned topic, you gave us Chapter 3, Crisis Management and Policy. To formally start, I will give the first report to the assigned cadet. Cadet Camp.
Good evening, everyone. So let's start. Legal regimes in crisis management. In order to ensure effective and appropriate crisis management at all levels of government, several laws have been passed. Some of these laws are: first is Section 4 and 5, Article 2 of 1987 Constitution. It emphasized the duty of the government to serve and protect the people. It also says that peace and order, protection of life, liberty and property, and promotion of general welfare are essential for democracy. The government main role is to protect the people, maintain peace and ensure safety and welfare. For example, when a typhoon hits the Philippines, the government provides rescue, relief goods, and safety to citizens because protecting lives is their duty. Next is number 2. Section 6, Article number 2, Section 6, Article 16 of 1987 Constitution. The state must establish and maintain one police force, civilian in character, national in scope, administered and controlled by a National Police Commission. This prevents the creation of multiple police force that might cause conflict. Instead, we have one unified force, the PNP, to handle the law enforcement, peacekeeping, and crisis response. Next is number 3, RA 7160, Local Government Code of 1991. RA 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code, was enacted into law, transferring control and responsibility of delivering basic service to the hands of local government units. It decentralized authority, meaning national government duties are shared with LGUs or quicker, more localized response. Example, if a flood happens in Valencia City, the mayor can mobilize the local police, fire department, and rescue teams immediately without waiting for Malacanang approval. Next is number 4.
Go.
Chapter 3, Article 1, Section 444 for Local Government Code. First is to act as the deputized representative of the National Police Commission. Next is to formulate the peace and order plan of the municipality and upon its approval, implement the same and exercise general and operation control and supervision over the local police forces in the municipality. To call upon the appropriate law enforcement, and next is to call upon the appropriate law enforcement agencies, public order and safety officials or other instrumentalities of the government when public interest so requires and the municipal police forces are inadequate to cope with the situation of the violators. Explanation ako is, example, during COVID-19, many mayors created their own local quarantine plans, enforced checkpoint, and supervised their police to maintain the order. So the mayor is not just a political leader, but also plays a big role in the local security and crisis management. And next is RA 6975 or the DILG Act of 1990. RA 6975 is also known as the Department of the Interior and Local Government Act of 1990. It recognized the Department of the Interior and Local Government or DILG. Established the Philippine National Police or PNP, Bureau of Fire Protection, BFP, and the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology or BJMP. It also integrated law enforcement and public safety agencies to better peace and order and strengthen local government capability. Okay. Section 51. City and municipal mayors shall exercise operational supervision and control over PNP units in their jurisdiction except during the 30-day preceding and following national, local, and barangay elections.
Our topic for today is number 6, Executive Order number 366 of 1996. So kana siya is sumpay na siya atong sa Kangkaw sa 1987, which is katong Kangkaw rag gi-revise bitaw rag ibag-o ba. And then yung purpose is to make the government more efficient and avoid duplication of work and improve public service. So ang number 11 kay Republic Act 1021 or Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction Management Act of 2010. So kana siya is ang purpose is to strengthen disaster preparedness including terrorism related. So kana siya is kanang for example kanang sa eskwelahan nga kandak mo kanang earthquake drill kay para mas prepared mo. Kay kung maabot na ang earthquake, prepare na bitaw mo nga makakuan mo nga maluwas mo. Sunod kay Executive Order number 33 in 2001. So this order established the National Council for Civil Aviation Security and Airport Security Committees to safeguard civil aviation against act of unlawful interference and to ensure safety of aircraft, passenger, crew, ground personnel, and the general public. So ang purpose niya is to para bitong siya nga order is yung purpose niya is to para ma-prevent tong mga possible nga may tabo bitaw. For example, kanang like bombing planting sa airport, mas i-double check bitaw nila ang mga bagahe bitaw para ma-prevent tong mahitabo to. para to protect the passenger. Subscription to Anti-Terrorism Covenants. The Philippines subscribe to all international convention and initiative against terrorism and similar acts. So kani siya is para makuan bitaw, para ma-prevent ang mga kuan ba terrorism act. Kay kani terrorism act kay dili na siya local, kami siya global. So ang insakto ang gibuhat sa Pilipinas nga mo-appeal siya ng mga sa kanang mga pamitaw ng ginapan sa other country kay para mapugungan tong mga terorista.
Bingo.
Katulo kay coordinated and calculated response against terrorism and other crimes. The government ensure that it fully maximize the National Peace and Order Council in developing calculated response in addressing terrorism and other crimes. So kani siya is dapat ang tanan agency, police, military and local government dapat mag-cooperate bitaw silang tanan, mag-work together para ma-avoid bitaw ang kanang ilang para ma-avoid bitaw tong para ma-avoid tong mga miscoordinate. Okay, number 4, terrorism as a criminal act. The government considered all terrorist action regardless of motivation as criminal act. So tanan kuno mga tiyok sa mga terrorism is considered na siya nga criminal act. So ang purpose niya is to ensure terrorist peace, justice in court instead of just military act.
Human rights. All government personnel responding to any crisis situation shall all the times observe the human rights of all people, including the suspect of terrorist activities. MO 121/2000 Section 1. So mo ni siya as ilang ginakontra ang government about sa ilang mga pamaagi, ilang dili nila ginasunod ang mga rules and regulations sa government. Number 7, prompt handling of the crisis at the lowest level possible. Responding agencies, most especially police matters, and shall be handled as such unless the situation escalates to the which requires of higher authority attention, seizure, hostage, and bombing. Operation are best handled by the local government unit in dealing with crisis. So mo ni siya ang responding kato ng mga na sila gipambuhat, gapambumba na sila is requirement higher authority, attention, seizure, operation sa ginakuan nila kanang bitaw ila nang bumbahan ang respect of Number 8, public information management and advocacy. The government shall ensure the prudent handling of the information of public advocacy step to reduce unnecessary fears, but shall also ensure transparency and accountability in crisis management. It shall consult of the public and the media advocacy position. In addition, ongoing operation of the crisis management process. All concerned shall also ensure that the government official involved of the crisis speak of one voice. So kung makuan sila. Number 9, safety of victims and civilians. The safety of victims and civilians shall be the government primary concern of the handling of the crisis situation involves foreign nation
The government shall also coordinate with the foreign government concerned. So kani siya ang safety sa civilian is gini siya sa government nga kailangan ang mga civilian or ang foreigners kailangan ma-safety sila sa mga terrorist. Policy on anti-terrorism. The principle of the indicate of the RA 1479 of 2020 of the Anti-Terrorism Act. Number 1 is the protection of life, liberty, and property of the terrorism. So kailangan ginaprotektahan nila ang property from terrorists. Number 2 is the condemnation of terrorism of inimical of the dangerous of the national security of the court and to the welfare of the people and against interests of the Filipino people. Number 3, the recognition of the terrorism as a crime against Filipino people, against humility, and against the law of the nation.
Good morning, ma'am and sir. My name is Francis Mauro. I am the next reporter of this report of crisis management. The Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010 lays down a legal framework during the natural disaster. They are follows: upholding the people's constitutional rights, life and property, by addressing the root cause of the vulnerabilities of the disaster, strengthening the country institutional capacity for disaster risk reduction. Ito ay pagpahalaga sa karapatan ng mamayan ng tao sa buhay, pagpahalaga ng karapatan sa tao at buhay at kanilang ari-arian. Berto, adherence to the humanitarian assistance. And global effort to the risk reduction or expression of the country communication of international. Commitment of international norms, principles, standards, and standards. Nasasabi ko dito ay pagsunod sa mga taong pagtulong at pagkakaisa at panindigan ng kilos bayan at sa risk reduction. Number 3, incorporation of international accepted principles of disaster risk management in the creation of the implementation of national. Nagsasabi po dito ay pagsama-sama ng mga kanilang prinsipyo ng disaster risk management, ng plano ng kaunlaran sa paglaban sa kahirapan. Creation of disaster risk reduction and management approach to the holistic, comprehensive, integrated of effectiveness. Pagbuhos ng holistic na komprehensibo, nagsama-sama ang mga agaw ng paraan at pamamahala ng disaster risk. Dispute resolution and crisis incidents management. Development of the implementation of the Comprehensive National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Plan, NDRMC muna siya. The time is strengthening the capacity of national government and local government units, LGUs, together with partner stakeholders. Adoption of the disaster risk education. No. adoption of the disaster risk reduction, coherent, efficient of the responsibility disaster risk reduction program incorporating the principles of good governance and transparency, accountability within the context of poverty, elevation, and environmental protection. Number 7 is mainstream disaster risk education and climate change measures and development process such as policy formulation, social economics, development planning, budgeting, the governance. Number 8, institutional the policies in the program with continuing budget appropriation and disaster risk. And on disaster risk reduction from national down to local levels towards building the disaster reliant communities. Ensure that number 9, ensure that gender risk reduction and climate change measure are gender responsive, sensitive, indigenous knowledge, and respectful of human rights. Number 10, recognition of the local risk patterns across the country that strengthening the capacity of LGUs for disaster risk education at the regional local levels. Number 5, PNP operational procedures on critical incident management. The Philippine National Police PNP is the forefront of crisis situations such as man-made or natural disaster incidents. As prescribed in the revised PNP operational procedures on 2013. The PNP shall manage this support of the NPOC and NDRRMC. Ang PNP lang karoon. Ang una, frontliner sa man-made or natural disaster. Ang PNP lang karoon first respondent. The Secretary of the Interior of the local government, SILG, is the designate. The Secretary of the Interior of local government, SILG, is designated as the Cabinet Officer of Regional Disaster Risk Reduction and Management. It called CORDS. For disaster peace in order situations, the SILG also act as a Vice Chairman of Disaster Preparedness NDRRMC. All action of the PNP in addressing the crisis are in support of POC, CMCS, and NRRMC. In addressing crisis at the earliest possible time, the solution of criminal incidents shall be the primary responsibility of the responding policeman without need of crisis management. Next. According to the revised Philippine National Police Operational Procedures, PNP 2013, P-142, there are two types of incidents to handle there as follows. Man-made incidents, these are the incidents induced by situations that can be resolved by the responding policeman. Example, hostage taking of father to his son. Hostage taking raw. Man-made incidents. These are incidents induced by situation that can be resolved by the responding policeman. Example, hostages, father and son, father to his son. Ang papa, hostage niya yung anak. So, isa may lain naman po na tao na gyapon, which is police. man-made. Managing an incidents that can be resolved immediately. Dapat ito manage nyo nga problema as quick as possible. Maman nyo na, sulban nyo na immediately. B. Managing incidents that entails direct operation, which in turn requires the improvement of the task implementing government units. Service as PNP addressing crisis. Lagba. Bold action of PNP in their situation follow the incident command system. ICS. Operational Procedures PNP 2013, page 142. The natural disaster incidents. In the event of natural disasters incidents, the PNP shall act as a first responder in the effective areas in order to provide our security supported by the disaster risk reduction. Kanan may mga baha ba eh? Sample ng mga baha. Di ba magbaha kay mabakwit mo na. So diha na magawas sa mga halos sa mga kawatan. Mga kawatan muna sila magawas ng mga kawatan sa baha ba eh. So, unang naa ang mga police officers magsigkuan bantayan na para sa inyong mga property ninyo, mabantay sa mga property para dili na sila makawat sa mga kawatan.
Dispute resolution and crisis incident management. PNP's alert levels during man-made critical incidents. The revised Philippine National Police Operation Procedures 2013 prescribe 4 alert levels in managing man-made critical incidents. The appropriate command level NOC is to be determined in the assessment of the PNP National Operation Center NOC PNP 2013 page 140 They are as follows. Level 1 low. There is no information to suggest a specific man-made critical incident may occur. Level 2 moderate. Man-made critical incident is possible but not likely. Level 3 high. There is a strong possibility that a man-made critical incident may occur within a short period of time. Level 4 extreme. A man-made critical incident has just occurred and or has been preempted or incident are expected. The revised Philippine National Police Operational Procedure 2013 also includes PNP stages in natural disaster management. They are as follows. PNP 2013 page 146. When there is no disaster yet, the PNP shall conduct proactive assessment activities. PNP 2013 page 144. Conduct risk mapping and identification of disaster prone area. Identification of staging areas, evacuation routes, and evacuation centers. Conduct of disaster drills, earthquake, fire, and etc. Stimulation exercises and familiarization of evacuation routes. Holding of regular task groups and sub-task groups meeting as part of preparedness activities of National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Councils. Capability enhancement, manpower, machines, materials, money, and methods. Production and distribution of information, education, campaign, materials, conduct of community organizational work for various purposes such as clearing of squatter, shanties, and occupants in disaster-prone areas, and declogging of waterways, canals, stiros, and other community activities. This is when there is no disaster yet. The PNP or Philippine National Police will conduct a proactive assessment activities to prepare the community when the disaster may come. It is when there is an official forecast of an incoming natural disaster which shall direct affect the country or part thereof. The PNP shall conduct reactive disaster management activities. Reactive, which or other term is responding to certain calamities, such as activation of disaster incident management activities are done, such as disaster incident management activities are expected to hit the weather disturbance 24 hours prior to the expected date time of landfall occurrence. B. Employment of all alarm and warning system as stipulated under CMC 9965, such as the use of police sirens and loudspeakers, sound warning system capable of producing cloud pounding sound. C. Activation of PNP Disaster Incident Management Committee. It is when the calamity, natural disaster is officially over or done, and support activities shall be conducted. At this point, these activities as follows. PNP 2013, page 148. First, Commission of Concerned Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Committee, CMC's National Disaster Operations Center, and the RRMC to support the disaster response operation. B. Conduct of command post by task group whose mission shall have been completed at the NDRMC Operation Center. D. Coordination with NDRMC to support the disaster response operation. E. Field conduct of preemptive evacuation of population and properties. F. Conduct of immediate and rapid disaster response operation to ensure that all affected communities and residents are assisted in coordination with the concerned LGUs, DRRMC, in support with coordination with NDRMC. G. Post-disaster recovery operations such as deployment of relief personnel for relief operations, provides security and traffic assistance to returning evacuees, conduct of rehabilitation and reconstruction operations, submit after disaster response report to CPNP and through the PNP SCMN. The activation of PNP SCM by the CPNP through the NDRMC National Disaster Operation Center. NDRMC when the situation is already manageable in the disaster stricken area. And this is all our report presentation for this topic. Thank you for listening, mates and sir. Good evening.